Story 1. In the small, isolated town of Ravenswood, nestled deep within the woods, an old mansion stood abandoned and shrouded in mystery. The locals spoke of strange occurrences and ghostly whispers that echoed through the halls of the mansion, but none dared to enter its decaying doors. Except for Emma. Emma, a curious and adventurous journalist, had heard the stories of Ravenswood and its haunted mansion. Intrigued, she decided to investigate the claims and uncover the truth behind the supernatural tales. Armed with a flashlight, a notebook, and an unwavering determination, she entered the mansion on a moonlit night. The air inside the mansion was thick with an otherworldly stillness, broken only by the creaking of floorboards beneath Emma's cautious steps. As she explored the dimly lit rooms, shadows danced on the peeling wallpaper, playing tricks on her senses. Whispers seemed to drift from the walls, murmuring secrets that only the spirits understood. In one room, Emma discovered an old, dusty mirror that seemed to hold a spectral presence of its own. As she gazed into its cloudy surface, her reflection twisted and contorted into grotesque shapes, each transformation more unnerving than the last. Fear crept into Emma's heart, but her journalistic instincts urged her to press on. The mansion revealed its secrets gradually, as if reluctant to share its dark history. Emma uncovered diaries and letters detailing the lives of those who once called the mansion home. Tragedies, betrayals, and untimely deaths painted a grim picture of the past. It became clear that the mansion was a breeding ground for sorrow, and the spirits trapped within its walls sought solace through their haunting whispers. As the night wore on, Emma descended into the mansion's ominous basement, guided by an unseen force. The air grew colder, and the whispers intensified. She stumbled upon an ancient ritual chamber, its walls adorned with cryptic symbols. In the center of the room, a flickering candle illuminated a weathered book bound in human skin, an unholy grimoire containing the secrets of a dark pact made centuries ago. Emma's heart raced as she read aloud passages from the forbidden text, unknowingly awakening a malevolent force that had long slumbered within the mansion. Shadows materialized into sinister figures, and the whispers transformed into anguished screams. The air crackled with supernatural energy as the spirits sought vengeance for the disturbance of their eternal rest. Desperate to escape the impending doom, Emma raced through the mansion's haunted corridors. The walls seemed to close in around her, and the shadows pursued her every move. In her panic, she stumbled upon a hidden chamber, its entrance concealed by a tattered tapestry. Within, an ancient spirit, bound by the curse of the mansion, beckoned her to join the legion of tormented souls. As the ghostly figures closed in, Emma felt a chilling wind envelop her. The whispers crescendoed into a haunting chorus, demanding her submission. In a final act of defiance, she recited an incantation she had uncovered in her research, hoping to break the curse that held the spirits captive. The mansion quaked with unearthly fury as the incantation echoed through its halls. The malevolent force recoiled, and the spirits retreated into the shadows. Emma, drained and disoriented, stumbled out of the mansion just as the first light of dawn broke through the trees. Ravenswood fell silent once more, the mansion returning to its dormant state. Emma, haunted by the harrowing experience, left the town with a newfound understanding of the supernatural. Whispers in the shadows lingered in her memory, a constant reminder of the thin veil that separates the living from the dead in the mysterious world beyond. Story 2. The town of Blackridge was known for its picturesque charm, but hidden beneath its serene facade lay a history of dark secrets. Among the tales whispered in hushed tones, none sent shivers down the spines of the locals quite like the legend of the Abandoned Asylum on the outskirts of town. Decades ago, the asylum had been a house of horrors, a place where the mentally afflicted were subjected to unspeakable treatments. The institution was shut down after a series of mysterious deaths, and the abandoned building became a haunting reminder of the town's troubled past. Amelia, a skeptical journalist with a fascination for the macabre, decided to explore the asylum and debunk the rumors that surrounded it. Armed with a camera and a determined spirit, she ventured into the decaying structure on a moonless night, the air thick with the echoes of forgotten suffering. As Amelia stepped over the threshold, a chill ran down her spine. The asylum seemed to breathe with a malevolent energy, its walls stained with the residue of the tormented souls who had once called it home. The flickering light of her flashlight cast eerie shadows that danced across the peeling paint. The first floor held the remnants of the asylum's administrative offices, but it was the lower levels that housed the cells where the patients had endured their nightmarish treatments. Amelia's footsteps echoed through the empty hallways as she explored the grim remnants of the past. In one particularly ominous room, she discovered a collection of patient files strewn across the floor. The stories within revealed a history of abuse, experimentation, and a pervasive darkness that seemed to seep into the very walls of the asylum. Each tale painted a portrait of despair, and Amelia couldn't help but feel the weight of the tragic history that surrounded her. As she descended further into the depths of the asylum, Amelia began to hear faint whispers, agonized murmurs that seemed to reverberate through the narrow corridors. Dismissing them as products of her imagination, she pressed on, determined to document the truth. In the heart of the asylum, she stumbled upon a room that sent shivers down her spine. The walls were adorned with crude drawings, seemingly etched by the hands of the tormented. The images depicted grotesque figures, their faces contorted in pain and despair. It was as if the very essence of suffering had been captured on the decaying walls. As Amelia raised her camera to capture the chilling scene, the temperature in the room plummeted. The air grew thick with an otherworldly presence, and the whispers intensified into guttural moans. Unseen hands seemed to brush against her skin, and the drawings on the walls began to warp and writhe. Suddenly, the room plunged into darkness, and Amelia's flashlight flickered before dying completely. Panic set in as she fumbled for her backup flashlight, but it too failed to illuminate the suffocating blackness. In the void, she heard footsteps, soft, deliberate, and approaching from all directions. A voice, distant and desperate, echoed through the darkness. "Help us." Amelia's heart raced as she realized she was not alone. Shadows materialized around her, taking on spectral forms. The tortured souls of the asylum's past emerged, their faces etched with pain and sorrow. Their collective wails filled the air, drowning out any rational thought. Driven by terror, Amelia stumbled blindly through the oppressive darkness, her hands outstretched to ward off the unseen entities that surrounded her. The whispers grew into anguished cries, and the air vibrated with the intensity of the supernatural presence. In her frantic escape, Amelia found herself in a disused chapel within the asylum. The once grand stained glass windows were shattered, casting fragmented moonlight onto a decaying altar. The whispers reached a crescendo, and the tortured spirits closed in on her. Desperation fueled her instincts as she remembered an old ritual she had uncovered in her research. With trembling hands, she drew a protective circle around herself and recited an incantation meant to banish the lingering spirits. The air crackled with energy, and the oppressive darkness began to recede. As the last words left her lips, a blinding light filled the chapel. When Amelia opened her eyes, she found herself standing alone amidst the ruins of the asylum. The air was still, and the echoes of suffering had dissipated. The tortured spirits were gone. Amelia stumbled out of the asylum, shaken and forever changed by the harrowing encounter. The town of Blackridge remained steeped in its dark secrets, but she had glimpsed the spectral echoes that haunted the darkest corners. The asylum, now silent, stood as a testament to the horrors that lingered in the shadows, waiting to be unearthed by those who dared to seek the truth. Story 3. In the quaint village of Blackvale, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, an ancient tome known as the Cursed Chronicles was said to hold the darkest secrets of the town's history. The villagers spoke in hushed tones about the malevolent forces that lurked within the pages of the cursed book, warning others never to open its cover. However, Curiosity has a way of overpowering reason, and one fateful night, Emily, a bold and inquisitive scholar, decided to unravel the mysteries hidden within the Forbidden Chronicles. The moon cast an eerie glow as Emily entered the dimly lit village library, a place that seemed untouched by time. She navigated the dusty aisles, guided by the flickering light of a single candle. The air felt heavy with the weight of forgotten stories and suppressed fears, as if the very walls whispered cautionary tales to those who dared to listen. At the heart of the library, protected by a layer of dust and neglect, rested the infamous Cursed Chronicles. The cover, bound in cracked leather, seemed to pulse with an unnatural energy. The villagers' warnings echoed in Emily's mind, but an insatiable thirst for knowledge propelled her to break the seal that had guarded the secrets for centuries. As Emily opened the first page, an ominous wind swept through the library, extinguishing the candle's flame. Yet, the pages of the Cursed Chronicles glowed with an ethereal light, revealing tales of ancient curses and spectral torment that plagued Blackvale since its inception. The stories within the book painted a mosaic of horror, each chapter detailing a different manifestation of the curse. From shadowy figures that whispered nightmares into the ears of unsuspecting children to spectral apparitions that haunted the villagers' dreams, Blackvale had endured a history steeped in malevolence. As Emily delved deeper into the pages, she felt a chill crawl down her spine. Unbeknownst to her, the curses chronicled in the book began to seep into reality. The library itself transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth, with shifting corridors that defied logic and shadows that danced with a life of their own. In her pursuit of knowledge, Emily unwittingly became entangled in the curses that had plagued Blackvale for generations. Spectral hands reached out from the pages, pulling her into the twisted narratives that transcended time and space. Each step she took within the cursed labyrinth brought her face to face with the tormented souls that once inhabited Blackvale. The lines between reality and nightmare blurred as Emily struggled to escape the malevolent grasp of the Cursed Chronicles. She encountered vengeful spirits, relived the tragedies of the village, and faced unspeakable horrors that transcended the boundaries of the written word. The very fabric of her sanity unraveled, leaving her teetering on the precipice of madness. Desperation gripped Emily as she realized that the only way to break free from the cursed mosaic was to confront the malevolent force that fueled its existence. Guided by an otherworldly instinct, she pressed on, navigating the shifting corridors and evading the spectral entities that sought to ensnare her soul. In the heart of the labyrinth, Emily discovered an ancient altar, its surface etched with the symbols of the curse. With trembling hands, she recited an incantation she had uncovered in the Cursed Chronicles, aiming to sever the ties that bound Blackvale to its haunted history. As the incantation echoed through the cursed labyrinth, a blinding light enveloped Emily. The spectral hands recoiled, and the nightmarish visions faded away. The library returned to its normal state, the Cursed Chronicles lying closed on the table, its malevolent secrets once again hidden from the world. Exhausted and shaken, Emily emerged from the library, forever changed by the horrors she had witnessed. The village of Blackvale, however, seemed to sigh in relief as the curses that had plagued it for centuries were lifted. The air felt lighter, and the moon cast a benevolent glow over the once haunted landscape. The Cursed Chronicles remained closed and undisturbed, a silent testament to the terrors that lurked within its pages. Emily, now a keeper of the village's dark history, left Blackvale with a heavy heart, haunted by the chilling echoes of the curses that had nearly consumed her. The Cursed Chronicles rested in its rightful place, its secrets guarded by the passage of time, awaiting a brave soul who would dare to unveil the nightmares within. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment and turn on notifications if you enjoyed the video so you never miss an upload.